Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to that exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland, of here to 1v1 on Emily Field north is Angreifen, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the... let's just go with a Panther Division here with Spearhead, Mobile Defense, and Mechanized. In the south is Login, fighting for America, Freedom, Democracy. The American Dream here with the Recon support, featuring raid tactics on our Pathfinders, airdrop combat groups, the M8 Greyhound, and M83 cluster bombs. A Grenadier M4 start versus Angreifen. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them, the invaluable support, the Propagandacast would not be able to keep doing what it does, so big thanks to those. Other people can join thanks for Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal. And otherwise, if you're in the market of purely companies free, you can do so with the link in the comments. Use the code STUG3G, and I get a 15% cut of the sales. That's a great way to both get the game and support me. Also, comment, like, share, subscribe. Scrub your stuff too. But anyways, talk and, get some YouTube algorithm juice going. So, reasons here, double tank traps. Westwards got the rifle up P. Looks like so far no early on our Pathfinders. More Grenadiers here for Angreifen. Logging here with the 3rd Armored Division. Didn't quite finish the tanks, in fact moved up, so he probably queued up some orders here, and then for some reason the orders didn't quite go through. Occasionally I get that one. Or perhaps he just thought he was shift clicking and he wasn't. That happens too. So, anyways, INR Pathfinders are there. INR standing for Intelligence and Reconnaissance, which are basically, the scout units. That's it. I don't think there were versions of that for the Pathfinders. Pathfinders were more specifically just guys who got dropped ahead of the major pair-drop operations to secure zones and make sure things don't scatter as badly, though apparently they never quite worked that out. Fun fact that the British had their own version of the Pathfinders for their airborne troops as well. Westwards Grenadier to class the rifle squad here as Login makes a deep flank here towards the fuel point. In this case, so Angreifen is ready for such American trickery. Routes going forward into the M42, and there you go. Quickly stopped here by a large amount of rounds straight to the face here. And able to, of course, bypass the power of the machine gewehr 42. Other rifle squad heading out of there as well, as they obviously realise that engagement is far lost, and rather than waste manpower and lives on that, Login here makes the very sensible decision just to retreat. 3rd Grenadier Squad almost done here for Angreifen. Center being seized by the Pathfinders. East side there, Reasons running into Pioneers here. Both die again behind heavy cover. Meanwhile, on the west, the Angreifen's incursion continues for Deutschland. And Login takes advantage of Angreifen committing hard towards the western fields here to go straight for the car point. Of course, Angreifen, unbeknownst to Login, does have a Grenadier Squad nearby to deal with that. East side here, Pioneers rush the Reasons. Here's up close. The Pioneers active a chance to beat the Reasons. Long range. They're going to lose. It's going to take forever, though, with those carbines, but they're going to lose. I imagine here Mr. Login is probably taking up now. Yes, indeed, Lieutenant on the way. They're going to nearly stopping the Pathfinder from the point neutral. That is fairly close. Might dispatch forces further up there to deal with that. Meanwhile, a fresh push being prepared here by Login to exploit the fact that Angreifen moving to defend his car point here. Could well be going to easy by the western munitions point. Lieutenant Dunn here. Eastern Victor point of front to the German army. Pioneers with sandbags here. Pathfinders here. At risk being whacked here by Angreifen. Will it happen? No, looks like Login just has enough luck here to save his Pathfinder's beacon.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Reasons here, and back at base. We'll have to see what Login goes for next. I would not be surprised to see, though, a fast stood. Maybe M20 here. Or 50 cal. I mean, obviously, all options are basically pretty good here for the Americans early on. Grab the car point, Angreifen himself taking up there. I'd expect a fast 2-2 here versus a Login. He's slightly turning to defend the fuel point there as Angreifen's Pioneers are busy wiring off the tank traps before they themselves are hastily dispatched. 50 cal there, halfway done here for Login. Angreifen return the favour, going for Login's cut-off point, and of course, is a bit more successful this time around than Login was. 50 cal almost ready. Lieutenant, interesting enough, is not closing in the Grenadiers, which is a bit of a surprise since the Lieutenant easily beats the Grenadier squad at close range, not just because the individual rifleman is better than the individual Grenadier, but also because the Lieutenant has the Thompson. The Thompson endgame is basically a better assault rifle, with particularly good close range DPS as well, so a Lieutenant can, really tear some stuff up there close ranges. So I'm very surprised they didn't just close in the Grenadiers there immediately. That felt a bit like a tactically odd choice there by Login. Rather squad sneak about, they're going to go for that field point. Machine gun here sort of trying to cover something, but obviously can't see the Americans and so can't shoot at them. Pathfinder's there, leading the way for the 5th cal. And there you go, flanking the MU-42. That's going to have to retreat here for Angreifen before that becomes property in the United States of America. Going to detail flank around the 5th cal there. Push back, here's the lieutenant flanks around it as well. Rifle attempted, kills Carl, but that's about it. Back here, troops getting ready, and we got here the 2-2 for Angreifen. No big surprise, very good choice. In particular, on open maps like Amelie Fields, an armored car can be a real pain in the ass for any allied opponent. So obviously getting that out fast is a sensible priority for Angreifen. Keeping the Pathfinder 5th cal close together. This way the Pathfinders can spot for the 50 cal. Nice little tactical composition there. Something sometimes we see some very players will stick the Pioneers close to the MD-42. That way the Pioneers can spot for the MD-42 as well. And of course here, there's the additional benefit the Pathfinders can just hide out. So they can easily act as hidden spotters for the 50 cal. Thumbs up. East side, we've got liaison with the Pioneers. Again, up close, the Pioneers will once more beat the reactions. The Carbine not quite able to match the power of the MP40 at close ranges. Lieutenant flanking up here. There we go, White here on Loggin's liaisons. Small win there for Angreifen. 2-2 strikes the Lieutenant. That said, of course, the Stuart light tank is about to hit. Angreifen calls this going for the Pack 40, expecting a Stuart. Thumbs up. In the west here, though, Grenadiers been caught in a pretty bad position. If 5th Cavalry Rifle Squad Pathfinders on the retreat path here, they might run to the point neutral, but this could come at possibly a bit of a high cost here for Angreifen, but does not in the end. Lucky for him. But of course, there's still the bigger issue, which is Loggin is denying Angreifen access to both field points and is, at least for a brief while, holding both of them as well. So this could become a bit problematic here for Angreifen, since this means their Stuart can be quickly followed up with other things, like fast tech. Definitely a bit dangerous here for Angreifen. It does ultimately deter Loggin from recapturing the western field point for now. East side here, Pioneers going for the eastern field point once more. M51 Stuart light tank here, mobilized for the 3rd Armored Division here to match the Panzer Division. Stuart there catching the 2-2 shoots, but hits a tree instead. Branch is knocked down, but crucially, no Germans. Back here, enforcing healing here for Loggin, Freedom and Democracy. Could consider some weapon racks here, some bazookas, some BARs, or some grenades too. That also has merit. Grab these some fuel with the Pioneer. So it was the Grenadiers here. So we'll have to see what happens for Angreifen next and for Loggin. Noteworthy, there's still no commander choice here for Angreifen. The longer this goes... Oh, about to say the longer this goes on, the more likely it's for the other two. But no, it is mobile defense here with command tanks, counterattack tactics, Panther tactician, mobile observation posts, and the Puma heavy armored car. Stuart probing the left flank here. Catching the machine gun there in a bit of a awkward spot here. Pack 40 being hauled across the fields. 5th coming used here for Loggin. Strip the Grenadiers with a throng of infantry backed up with the now bazooka wielding Lieutenant Command Squad there. Machine gun there ripping into the rifle squad there. Pathfinder to the 5th cal pushing back the Pioneer there. Going to go for the field point. Rifle squad advancing on the centre. Now the 5th cal here for Loggin. Machine gun there, they're getting flanked. That's the platoon command team there with the lieutenant moves out. Pack shoots, misses the Stuart. Damaging the Stuart light tank as well here. Extra handy there for Angreifen. 2nd, 5th cal for Loggin almost done. You could also at this point consider like an airdrop combat group, some paratroopers with light machine guns, but also the Pack howitzer could be excellent additions here versus Angreifen, rather than going for another 5th cal. So that could have been like a really, I think, solid move there by Loggin here, but instead he goes for the 5th cal and another liaison squad. I mean, that's fine too, nothing wrong in that, but definitely a part of me thinks, you know, something a bit more explosive and helpful there. That said, I don't blame funding reactions when Angreifen's actually mining the fuel points there. Thumbs up to Angreifen for that, of course, following up with a Panzer Grenadier squad as well. Wunderbar. 5th cal in the car, pumping attack with the Grenadiers here. And a rifle grenade here in the 5th cal. Ooh, didn't go off. But Loggin clearly wasn't taking the chances and just retreat the 5th cal before he risked losing the 5th cal, which honestly is a very sensible concern to have. No tech yet here for Angreifen, but we got those Panzergun die moving forward instead of the Sturmgewehr 44. Clearing out the S-mines by the eastern fuel point here. That's a lot of S-mines. On the west side, swinging hard west, basically avoiding the main force of Angreifen here. Honestly makes sense. Could even like try and go for a pretty aggressive flank here around Angreifen's main force, but he's mostly just interested in grabbing the entire western field. It seems to dig in fresh positions to force Angreifen to attack into those perhaps. At most using the Stud here sort of as a tool to slow down Angreifen perhaps in the east. Hard to say here. That said, he's actually at risk now. The Stud here being caught in a bad spot but can't easily retreat, though there's a small escape path here. No, it does appear now we're going to be seeing an attempted deep flank here by the western fields. There's more force now sort of trying to wrestle with Angreifen's vanguard here. Tactically, I think it's very solid, though you should definitely send in some scouts ahead here. At them operating up here so the machine gun doesn't run into the German machine gun, and Angreifen's quick to pop the armor-piercing rounds here. And send the armor-piercing rounds, thumbs up all the way, though. Pearson's routed here, so not a bad maneuver thought out here by Larkin, but the execution ran into some rather obvious issues. But I like the attempt, Certainly a complex maneuver, and they are certainly not easy to pull off, in particular like you're first trying them out there, so... All the way, they've got the ground ready here now for Angreifen. Or if not for Angreifen, Larkin, adding the 5th cal to that one. So, able to sort of switch sides of the map here in a sense. And again, can sort of threaten Angreifen's rear lines here, though, of course, arguably so can Angreifen turn on Larkin. So they're sort of in a bit of a stalemate there. That said, Larkin does enjoy a bit of a tactical advantage with 2 light vehicles that can cause a lot of problems here, and Angreifen has 1 Pack 40, and I'm not sure he's actually laid down any teller mines, so... Oh, he has taken up, he's not able to call for any armor, though he could theoretically go for Pumas from there. The ground goes in hard here, drawing the attention of the Pack 40 as well, causing some issues around here. But does he follow up on this? Otherwise, he risks just sending the Greyhound to his death here. And... yeah, there doesn't really seem to be much of a follow-up here for Larkin on his Greyhound. Like, he's just rushing it in there. And the west of the Panther right here, 2 squads here with a nice front bun grenade there. Greyhound also is almost down here. Stuart now rushing in. Machine gun there, getting artillery caught in there by the Pathfinder squad here. Greyhound there, almost got the Pack 40, but the armored car there almost got the Greyhound. There go machine gun, and narrowly escapes. Crew popping out in the Greyhound before it explodes. Stuart here going for it. Crew there going for the Pack 40. This is an absolutely wild exchange of fire here, and there you go. Gets the Pack 40 with the crew there. Gets it to 2 with the Stuart. Could go down to the Panther Faust, though. But he got the Pack 40, and we got Angreifen with a Puma. Meanwhile, though, more crucially, though, Angreifen's forced to concede the entire eastern field here. In a sense, he does get the Stuart, but at a fairly high cost, though. Not exactly cheap for Larkin either. Absolutely wild engagement here, though. Definitely a bit than more aggressive type of engagement you typically see here in Comedies too. Very nice to see there though. Thumbs up. Even if certainly not flawless, it's just not something you typically see, so don't blame them for like not being to execute this like, you know, perfectly. So Palmer Cop, he's clearly considering an armor car. Puma realized, I think, just with the way things were going, he put a bit off just pushing for some armor first here. And so this is really wild. And of course, crucially, Larkin now has a Pack 40. You know, when I signed up to be a tanker, I didn't sign up for wielding anti-tank guns. Oh, shut up, Bob. Yeah. Sniper almost down there for Angreifen to bleed out here, Larkin. In fact, he might just lose the MD-42 if he's not careful. But thankfully, the 5th Galactic falls back there, in part because a significant infantry flank is lined up by Angreifen. 3 Galactic squads moving up here on Larkin's flanks. Obviously, can't ignore that. We've got an infantry force moving in here, countering them with a variety of infantry arms here, pushing back there Angreifen's flank in the end. We also got the sniper joining in here. Pathfinders there, trying to hide it out, but yeah, not quite successful. Then on the west side, we got the Panzers moving about here. 6 kills still. Haven't done much more than just grab the victory point and the field point for Deutschland. As for Angreifen, or Larkin, I mean, he could start taking up soon here. We got the command tank there for Angreifen, the Fels Panzerkampfwagen 4. Pathfinder's handing out. Again, the sort of spotting for the 50 cal maneuver here. From Login. Ravscourt Rear Crew Lieutenant Ravscourt Westwards there. Big push into the western fields again. Command tank almost on it for Angreifen, the Fels Panzerkampfwagen 4. Pioneer spotted here. Go. Command tank out here for Deutschland. Maschinengewehr catching Logins and men at disadvantage on the western point. Quickly suppressed. ESRT. Pioneers hold the lines. The Pathfinders fall back here. Sniper, of course, added again. Command tank racing westwards there. Striking at the infantry out in the open. They are easy targets of the Fels Panzerkampfwagen and its low velocity 700 gun there. And there you go. Even crushing the infantry. Angreifen's commandant there shows no mercy to the Amerikaner. Looks to slaughter them at as close range as possible here, causing chaos, consternation amongst Login's forces. I don't know what I keep calling them Angreifen. Really bad habit there. But anyways, command tank there does suffer damage engine, but then we do see a lot of Americans shooting in the west side. Panthers rush in to defend the fuel point here. And again, buffed up by the command vehicle. They are certainly a fair amount tougher. Eastern fuel point there is still defended in the hands of the Americans. Machine gun forwards, pack there being hauled forwards. Interesting enough, did not follow reinforcement here. Wonder if there's a reason for that. But there you go, Maygrat. Final bit of tech they're done for Login. We'll have to see what it goes for next tanks or tank destroyers. Scots.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Angreifen near the Pack 40, the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. Pioneer heading eastwards for that tasty fuel point. And of course to find the Americans there ready with a 50 cal. Command tank being hauled back to base here. Pack 40 halfway done. And there you go, counterattack tactics. Thumbs up. Rifling at the Pathfinders. Quickly sent packing. Lieutenant, Ravscourt Major, and the vehicle crew there flanking on the Grenadiers again. A push here of high quantity from Login. Fifth gun in the center push back the Grenadiers here. And so Angreifen finds most of his entire frontline force in a rout. With just the sniper and a machine gun crew here basically at the front now. As the command tank awaiting repairs as well. We'll have to see what Angreifen commits to next though. What will it be? Short reinforcing healing. Fifth gal got the eastern field point there under cover. Got the fifth gal being attacked in the center by the Panther guns in the sniper. Quickly routed. Swift push westwards. Machine gun falling back here. But otherwise, machine gun catching the last one on the west. Routed expediently. Command tank setting out once more for the German army. Might see another Panther 4 here, or is he perhaps planning tier 4 now? He is in fact planning tier 4 here for the German army's sake. Panzer racing forwards here, looks like they're backed up by the command tank, achieving Veteran 2. Narrowly spotting the 5th cal and so avoiding getting, well, filled with 50 caliber rounds. Briefly. The west of the crew there meeting their end at the MU-42 and a quickly sent packing. Pack 40 also upgrade performance. Size under Login's command. And it shoots, misses there the command tank. Machine gun here as the Pathfinders relations to the west. Panthers out in the open there, they're in support of the command tank. They aren't close enough to get their own combined arms bonus, so they don't become really tough for that. Smoke deployed in the center to allow Angreifen a chance to fall out of the 5th cal's range. Smart there. Command tank racing westward to deal with the forces on the flank here. As Login once more moves in to threaten Angreifen shield supply. Heavy Panzer Corps should be done soon. 4 kills. Closing healing. Blasting through the echelons.
Points are down to 300.
Sherman for Login. As Angreifen sets up for the heavy Panzer core, which might then be a Panther here, as Angreifen does have a thing for Panthers. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. 6 kills on the sniper so far here. Map control is certainly fairly fluid here between the two sides. Never having many points flowing in one time or the other. The Larkin has been able to keep the eastern fuel point fairly safe for a long time. Angreifen himself not rushed in the command tank to, force off the 50 cal there, interestingly enough, or launch a deeper flank to clear it out there. Or even send in the sniper. I feel like there's a lot they could be doing with that 50 cal to just dislodge it. Rear crew major sending out, and there you go. M43 Sherman ready here for login. Freedom and democracy. Then got the western fuel point, giving login a significant fuel advantage of Angreifen for now. Got the bar finders there ready against the Grenadiers. Sherman though moving up here, and high explosive shells ready. And there you go, final flank of the 5th cover this time with the Panzer Grenadier. Very nice flank. We do have some troops moving in there. He might be able to send the pack there, or 50 cal running back to base, or even wipe it before the Ravenman connect to do something there. No, doesn't pop the grenade because there's eliminations for it. Balls. And he's fact it might end up with a wipe on the Panther Grenadiers there for Angreifen, which is going to be great for Login getting rid of one of the HC2 Panther Grenadier squad, but for Angreifen, that was... Okay, he got really lucky on that one. That was really lucky. Honestly, that really shouldn't have worked, him getting out of that. Oh well. Sherman holding back here. 1 kill so far. Command tank to the rescue here. Right into the Hornets' nest of Americans, though. Now, fortunately for Login, the accuracy so far is a bit so-so. Back here, troop enforcing, healing. Panzers in particular there definitely need some healing. As for the heavy Panzer core, it definitely looks like a Panther for Angreifen. He's a big fan of those, in my experience. Pioneers is the Sherman in the west, before being sent packing. 5th Guard Pathfinder coming up here, launching assault to claim the victory point from the Germans. Follow up with the secondary assault east here of the victory point, but no. Falls a bit back here, spots the command tank just in time though. Got the pack forward ready, at which point they move ahead again. Managing overall 3 pushes. 2 minor around the centre, which basically form up to bigger push, and then there's 1 in the west, but that is quickly being supported by the Sherman as well from the western push there, so turning into a massive push now in the centre here. Pathfinder catching the pack 40 there. Angreifen is closing on the Panther here. Lock-in could soon go for Sherman, though would not be surprised if going for Jackson. Command tank running around there. 15 kills. Veterans once now backing up here. West side, the lieutenant around to the western fuel point here. Sherman there rolling up here. And the command tank there just keeps blasting west the Sherman moves forwards. There we go. Good shot from the pack there. Has been quite the steal here for Lock-in so far. Quite the steal. Angreifen meanwhile seconds away from that Panther. There we go. He just needs to press the button, and the Panther will eventually be his. So there you go, Panther on the way to Angreifen. Panzerkampfwagen 5, Ausführung A. Panzer's going to do the machine gun support, sniper support, heading westwards for the fuel point there. We got Finn 18 versus turn 66. Victory points was Angreifen does have a mine leader who will log in. Then they're taking damage, but you got the Panzer pushing towards the western fuel victory point there, halfway to the east level. Drive squads they're clashing with the Grenadiers here out in the open, but the Grenadiers in cover, plus we've got a sniper supporting them there. Sherman then moves in to try and tip the scales in favour of freedom. In the east side here, though, another engagement there, and we can see there, Angreifen Pioneers are east dispatched, sent packing. On the west side here, things are also heading up here, and ultimately Lock-in is routed here, forced off the field. Meanwhile, the Panthers right around the corner, and Lock-in actually did go for second Sherman here. I was starting to expect the Jackson here. Well, perhaps he hands on our Panther with 2 Shermans and 1 anti-tank gun. Not impossible, though if Angreifen supports his Panther, it will be a bit tougher. Anyways, got the Panther out here. The Model A, which was the second model of Panther. Rolling ahead with that one. East side, we've got the command tankers, the 5th Cal, and the liaisons there. Panther going straight ahead, looks like to rush in and maybe catch some Shermans destroying, but there you go. Pack shoots, punching through the Panther's armor here. Panther is quick to disengage. North here, command tank liaisons routing them. Looks like you'll soon have control of all 3 extra points in here from login. So we'll have to see how login responds to this. I mean, he's got a few options. One could be a paired up combat group for the pack house, but also the bazooka paratroopers. More likely it could be a captain for anti-tank guns, or he could even like try and go for the Jackson tank destroyer. I mean, all 3 are options, but the question of course is which does he use more viable. There you go, Panther on the west side here, caught by the Ralph Squad, so they move forward to the BAR in the center here. Find those most intense. There goes Shermans take out the Angreifen command tank. A great kill of login. Caught below this Angreifen west side lieutenant around here as he runs into them before 2 headlong. And unsurprisingly finds he can't push through that. Panther now going for the Shermans. Shot bouncing off here. The Panther's armor. Shermans meanwhile not quite able to strike off the high velocity shells of the Panther. Ralph Squad right with the Grenadiers. Panther could do with some repairs, obviously, but so could the Shermans. Pack pursuing here the Panther. Target weak point will be pretty devastating for him, but doesn't have the munitions. Oh, he does have the munitions. He actually does pop. No, he doesn't. Oh, we got the cluster bombs inbound here on the machine gun. The Pathfinders push back. Sherman going for the Panther's flank here. And the cluster bombs end up not doing too much here versus Angreifen, which is fairly fortunate for a bit of waste munitions than for login. Pack, they're being pursued by the Pioneers. 5th Cal now getting flanked as well here. Sherman back here with the damaged engine. All being repaired as the crew grabs the point here. Bit of a messy engagement, which clearly favoured Angreifen. There's login. Wasn't quite able to leverage his forces efficiently. And I do think he should have gone for a target weak point there in the Panther. Had been able to like stun it there. I'd say that was a good chance the login could have destroyed the Panther before Angreifen had a chance to like do anything with it. But that's that now. Jumping back here for repairs while grabbing the other point as well there. Multitasking. Angreifen with a second Panther up at Kanone 40. Obviously wants to detonate those Shermans as rapidly as possible. Meanwhile, got the Panther there being fixed up. Snarver there, virtually 13 kills. Panther spotted by the Major with his bazookas. There you go, Major takes a loss. Down just 2 men, need to retreat them. Vehicle crew then needs to start with the Panther and his machine gun at close range. That is not going to be a happy tale there for the vehicle crew. It's also this Panther's actual first kills. We'll push towards the center. We've got the sniper backing up here with the two Grenadiers as well there. You got East Panther Grenadier back ready at the base here for Angreifen. What will go for next? Another Panther versus login. It does appear that lock-in solution is basically bazookas and then holding out for Jackson, which is honestly a fairly solid strategy. As well. Panther moving forwards. Closing emergency 1 there. Smoke deployed T. I'm going quick to fall back. There's realize if he pushes ahead this Panther with that smoke grenade, his Panther's going to be quickly isolated from the rest of his forces. So tactically very sensible. We're on Western Point here. So starting to look like he could actually be planning for a second Panther versus login. Starting to look like it. Meanwhile, login I think has to feel now for the Jackson. He just needs some manpower. Rascal's going to be met here with intense firepower there from Angreifen. Might want some more smoke there to cover their asses before their asses get turned to compost. Well, too late now. West side of fuel, they've got by the Panthers again, quickly retreating them as the Sherman strikes swiftly and rudely. Pioneer here caught by the eastern point, rapidly routed here as lock-in stands no trespassers on the lifeblood of America. Phew. Smoke control around the center here, ground the center victory point there with a Major. Panther's holding up here. Sherman falling back. 4 kills. Veterans who won. Engaging the Grenadier. Graham the eastern point here, getting sniped at. He does go for Sturmpanzer. I mean, that works too. I just feel like Angreifen's have to go for like multiple Panthers. We can get away with it. Yeah, Login, I imagine, is going to end up going for Jackson here. I think all these packs that Angreifen's holding about, a pack counter could also be a good investment for Angreif or Login, or maybe some Scots or mortars. Definitely some artillery could go a long way for him. Bazooka finding a Panther, better light damage. Pack gets a good shot in the sun, almost dead here in fact. Rascal parking quarter, we do get cluster bombs again. Trying to catch all the bunched up units, there we go. Looks like he dodges it. Panther there suppressed. Panther there eventually 1 now, 3 kills. Sturmpanzer's almost done. Pack bounces a shorty. No time now to pop the target weak point. There's a smoke there. Covering the Panther allows them more easily fall back. And of course, the target weak point not to work at all. Machine gun also caught about spot right here. Lock-ins assault once more against Angreifen is going off fairly well here. As Angreifen is forced to abandon his position here in the western field. Though he's quick to counterattack with some infantry, backed up now by the Sturmpanzer. And of course, the Panther theoretically could also rush in again. Pathfinders here with 16 kills, though, being met with fierce firepower from the German army. The Panzerlehr Panzer to be shown. Eastern point in and grab the lieutenant. Rushing in with the Sturmpanzer, favors the 5th kill and sent running. Then he's right further here, got the Sturmpanzer rolling in. Shots whiffed, just wrecking some stones instead. Takes out the Panther. Going for the western victory point there with the Grenadiers. Quick healing down the front line. Troops reinforcing healing here back at Login's base. Closing on that Jackson. But the bleeding has been like fairly intense on him. It has been quite easy for him to just get that Jackson out. And he does go for the Jackson. There we go. Sturmpanzer being rolled towards the front line. Looking for some bunched up Yankees and blasting them. Only getting 1 kill though. Pack there quick to dissuade the Pratt assault Panzer there. Ground Eastern victory point. Jackson slowly getting ready here. West side we got the pumping crap with the Grenadiers. Panther moving forwards. Panther getting good shot in the Sherman. Jackson halfway done. Panther continuing eastwards. Credit for the lieutenant. Straight hit the inside squad lieutenant. There we go. Great shot. Shot bounced out, and there you go. Got the Jackson out for login. Punches the lieutenant in the east here. Panzer going to be around on the west side. We've got Ralph Scott relations against the Panther. Not exactly a great engagement there. That's set though. Tactically, Angreifen's done some question which he's isolating the Panther from the rest of his forces. Fortunately for him though, Login isn't really going on in the course. Theoretically, this could be bait by Angreifen, but I'm not entirely sure how this would be bait. But anyways, whatever the case there, arguably Login has a chance here to knock out the Panther before Angreifen do anything, but he does not seem to actually doing that. He's just engaging sort of from like a distance, allowing Angreifen to also rapidly disengage his Panther if he finds the situation not to be in his favour, which obviously it isn't being shot at by Jackson from max range. East appointment grab with the 5th Cal Sherman moving up here. Panther there disengaging, moving towards the centre here. Angreifen further falling back here. Retracting his line to form up more stronger, increase the defense against Login, though of course in the process conceding a lot of terrain here to Login. So will Login look to exploit this? What will Angreifen do? Looks like it's going to take advantage of it, pulling back from the west to strike an east against Lockin's right flank, which is actually pretty weak here. So I think tactically Angreifen realised what Lockin was doing, saw the mistake he made, and quickly, you know, repositioned his forces to exploit that. So thumbs up to Angreifen here. Tactically very sensible. Panther's almost ready to smoke in the centre here, covering up the push there. Very good. But he did lose the 5th Caliber for Angreifen to use against him, which is less great for Login. And the 3rd Armoured. 10 rushing forwards here. Puny moving in to grab that 50 cal. John's going to use in the west. 7 kills on the Sturmpanzer, or Sturpa. Further extending his pressure on the west side here. Got 182, 130. Sherman away there for Login. Panther wing 40 backed up with the Sturmpanzer. Machine Giver here is sort of acting as an anchor point, but it is an anchor point that is being brutally slapped down by Login. The packs will act as a bit of a safety pin there. Jackson there gets off a good shot on the Panther's flank here, right through the side armor. Pathfinder's wiped. Another great shot there. Fifth kill almost knocked out here, but the Sturmpanzer. We got counterattack Titan for Angreifen. We got 172, 130. Panther there being steadily fixed up. Very, very close to SC2 there. Moving up the west side against the Raft Squad there. Sherman's Jackson there blasting at the Sturmpanzer. Raft Squad over the Grenadiers. Bring on the west centre point here, Sherman forwards. Smoke deployed here, Panther flanked again. A lot of hits, they're down to half health already. Got the Panther rushing forward, but they immediately be met by the Sherman explosives. So now we got a charge here right through the smoke into the Pack 40s here. Cluster bombs unleashed. Bit messy push here. I'm not entirely sure why the Jackson is the one charging in like that without high HVAC rounds being popped as well. I don't know. Sherman stemming. Okay, actually got 3 Sherman. There you go. It's a complete mess up here now. Jackson about to get knocked out. One Pack 40 down. Panthers ready 2 here. Jackson not popping the HVAC round to feel a bit of a mistake here by Lock-in. Almost got it with the Storm Panther, but the Pack finish off here. We got 1 Panther now versus 3 Shermans, as none of Angreifen's packs are alive. That said, we're technically calling another Panther. Now he's blitzing the Panther forwards. He tries to clear the Shermans. There you go. Pop smoke, but the re-exposed to the Shermans here. Pretty bad spotting to be for the Panther. Shot bounces. Pack ground the Pack forward here. Main gun out of there. Sturmpanzer still operable. Panther down. Sherman down. He's got 2 Shermans left. That's it. Then more crucially, Login has next one left. Angreifen could go for the Panther now. Number 2 could just go for Pumas or Stugs. Another Sherman for Login. But right here, Sturmpanzer is eventually 2. Chaos reigns, it's madness, havoc, sheer insanity. We get double Stugs for Angreifen. Realizing that, yeah, he's going to need firepower, and, well, the Stugs are by far the best source of firepower when it comes to dealing with armor for the Germans. He's self-propelled. So thumbs up to that little revelation. He loses the Sturmpanzer here, though, to Loggin's Sherman. Panther fastening it through the rear, the Sherman survives. The Stug is almost done here for Angreifen and for Deutschland. We got a plethora of packs left out in the open there to decompose. Quick grabbing one there. We got cluster bombs unleashed here. Gonna need to kill the pursuit of the Sherman. First Stug almost done. Cluster bombs goes to German. 50 cal. And there you go. Sherman ace down, and to add insult to injury, it's abandoned. It may just become a German Sherman. Hey Herman, how would you like to drive this Sherman? Yeah, I always thought the Sherman would be good in German service. Obviously not as good as a Panzer, but better than an American service. So anyways, flanking the Stug here with the Sherman with the Stug here, pack crewed up. Second Stug almost done. Stug misses the Sherman. Imagine he might be rushing in Pioneers to fix up that Sherman. Smoke on the pack. Second Stug almost done here for Angreifen. And that he will have formed up his, well, under strength Stug Zug, or Stug Platoon. From the standpoint here. From the victory point, we got 152.83 here. Shermans have rapidly been repaired here. And we do finally get an airdrop command group here from Login. This almost means he's actually got the full command use except for raid tactics. So it's actually close to a bingo. It's close to a bingo. Second Stug at the ready. Could add some Pillar machine gun into them. Probably won't, but it could. Going to be advancing back on the 5th car, then banning the naps it right before Login's men's very eyes. Meanwhile, we got the Pioneers, they're busy with the Sherman. My God, repairing these American tanks is such a pain. Why? Is it because they don't use metric? Well, certainly they keep hiding candy bars everywhere. Like, I'm fairly certain these things could operate a lot more efficiently. These vans stuffed with candies. Let's go to the Lieutenant on the west, grab the center of the 50 cal. We got these machine gewehr. Sherman's going to use in the center. Stug and Sherman now striking at the American Shermans. But for some reason, firing high explosive shells there. Stug's going for it. Sherman can deal with the major there. Sherman down to half health. Stug that is also roughly there. Popping smoke to disengage. Thumbs up. Second Stug also being engaged here. Fifth got to deal with some of the advancing paratroopers, which do not have enough munitions to upgrade. So, yeah, that's not going to work too well. Do get a grenade here, but they are nonetheless suppressed here. Nemo got the bazooka team putting up here into the Sherman. Operated by Oberleutnant Herman. Sherman's on the move here for freedom and democracy. Stug's in need of repairs, obviously. Sherman could actually go at it. We got 152.71. And we got the pack out that crewed up as well for login.
A capture point is under attack.
Sherman's Stug's being fixed up. Telephone they're going to use for the western victory point. Bit of a tough spot to be in for login. Bit of a tough spot. Angreifen now has 3 machine guns, 5 infantry squads, 2 Stugs and a Sherman, plus a pack versus his opponent with like 3 infantry squads, a pair of Shermans, a pack cards, and a pack. Bit of a tough spot to be in there for login. Bit of a tough spot. Very much feels favoured here for Angreifen. Breaking this, Angreifen makes a really, really big mistake. But there you go. Login on the offense for freedom. Both shots bouncing off the Sherman's armour. My God, it must be a target. It's one of our own Shermans, you idiot. Oh. Stug moving to assist the Sherman. And he's advancing right to the Pathfinders. Ripping them apart at long range there. Got 33 versus 152. Sturmgeschütz moving out there, half 8 to veteran T2 on that one. Rear crew there being held up by 5th cal there by the eastern point. Stug there flanking the Sherman. Very close to 52 now. Sherman also very close to death. Almost got it there. And almost got veteran E2 as well. Half on the west side right to the Sherman's line of fire there soon enough. Gunnies rushing forward. Good catch here. Login's remaining pack crew. 9 points left. Yeah, that is absolutely GG. 3 and that's a game over. GG game over there. So a fierce back and forth fight with some really good engagement, some really nice pushes. But in the end, Login, I think, just at times struggled. I think coordinated all here. And at times, I think, forgot to flank when Angreifen, you know, could have been outflanked, I think, sometimes. But I was good force coverage, I think, altered a lot there for Angreifen. And of course, in the end, just going for Stugs. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family. But don't tell enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers and see you all tomorrow for a nice episode. Bye.